All right, everyone. We have midfielder Ashley Sanchez off her third straight game with a goal. Jason, go ahead and kick us off.
Hi, Ashley. Thanks for speaking with us. Seems like maybe kind of a mixed bag in terms of a game. I know you score the goal, you have the assist, but the game was kind of wide open. Was that necessarily what the team wanted, or was it a little too wide open?
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily what we wanted. I think we didn't really utilize the space as best we could, but I do think we created a lot of good opportunities and we could have put a couple more away. And obviously, Sophia Smith's like a great player, and when you give her time on the ball, you know, bad things are gonna happen against us. So yeah, we definitely didn't want to give her that much space, and kudos for her. But yeah, I think we needed to close the space a bit more.
And I mean, just watching the game on TV, it felt kind of electric, for lack of a better way to put it. I know it's not fun to be on the wrong side of the score line. How was this just as an experience? It seemed like, top of the table. Sometimes you don't get the best game. It's really tight. This one seemed like about as good a game as the league can produce.
Yeah, I think we're obviously both very good teams, and for a little bit it was just back and forth. They got up and then we came back, and then they got up and we came back. And I think that was just a testament to ourselves, and obviously coming off of last week, it's really hard to do that twice. I think we put ourselves in a tough situation at the end, and unfortunately we didn't come out of it. But yeah, I think it was a really good game, and I think we did play well, but obviously Portland just put away a couple more goals than us.
Thanks. I'll pass the mic here.
I'm not seeing any hands. Oh, Andre, go ahead.
Hey, Ashley. I know the scoreline, of course, isn't what you wanted, but looking at it from a personal perspective, it did seem like you were quite comfortable out there. This was a very good game. It also seemed like you were taking your time a lot and able to pick passes and pick your spots. Is it just growing more comfortable within the role, or was there something that Portland was doing or that you were doing to find more space?
Honestly, I would think I was just finding better space, and honestly, Portland's always a team to beat, and they have been for many years, and I was just trying to do as much as I could to keep us in the game, and yeah, I tried my hardest, and that was honestly all I was doing.
Yeah, no, as Jason said, a goal and an assist. I know it's hard to focus on individual things, but just kind of wanted you to talk us through both. That assist, I know, looked like an outside of the boot kind of flick back into the area. Was that from those of us who have watched you for a while, we very much seemed like that was intentional, but was that your idea to get it right back to Sanchez?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I was not trying to be sneaky, but I mean, I guess I was, because I knew they didn't see me. So as soon as Dorian played it, they were trying to like shield it out, but I was literally right there. So I was just trying to put it back, and I knew Hatch was going to be lurking around the goal, so I was just trying to put it in the best place for her to tap it back in. And as for my goal, honestly, they just gave me more space than I was expecting. So when it hit me, I was able to still take a touch, and then I was just picked out a place in the goal, and it went in. So
Appreciate that. And apologies, it's late. I said Sanchez, I'm in Hatch.
that's okay. I knew.
All good. Yeah. Well, again, not the result you want, but congrats on the performance and good luck at the World Cup.
Thank you.
Peyton, go ahead.
Hi, just a quick question for me. I've noticed a lot over the past few games, specifically, your defensive work rate has just been incredible. As it seems like a place where you've continued to grow a lot. I remember there was in the last year's Portland game, there was a moment where like you and Trinity kind of like took over that center back role for a second, and that's kind of just like stuck in my mind when you had a clearance today. Is that, do you think, more related to your kind of growth and the team's growth as a unit, as you've had more stability in that, or kind of the system that Mark has put in place that has more like overlapping runs, as you've talked about throughout the season?
Yeah, I think we're just held to a higher standard now, and I think once a coach sees you do that one time, that's the level that he's going to expect from you every single game. So honestly, yeah, he just demands a lot more on defense, and he always says, like, if you're not going to get it done, someone else is going to come in and do it. So I feel like from last year, there wasn't really a standard for me in terms of defense. And I've kind of not learned to enjoy it, but I like it a lot better than I thought I did. And honestly, tracking back and helping my teammates has been just really nice. And I know they really appreciate it, especially when you have Sophia Smith running at the back line. I tried to do as best as I can at the end to track her as much as I could. So yeah, I feel like I've grown a lot in that aspect, and I feel like I'm just going to continue to grow.
Awesome. Well, it's served you well, and good luck this summer.
Thank you.
And Jason, wrap us up.
Ashley, I know it's a little over halfway through the season. It's game 13, but the World Cup kind of gives us like a first half, second half feel. How far, like thinking back to like February, March, how far did you think this team was going to come? Where a game like this kind of feels, there are good elements to it, but I'm sure you're all pretty disappointed to not win, even though it's at Portland with Portland playing so well.
Yeah, I feel like obviously coming off of last week, we were on a high, and I think we've progressed so much as the games have gone on and at a really rapid pace. And I think even Mark had said that um, he thought it was going to take a lot more games for us to be playing the way he wanted us to, which was obviously a testament to us. But I think when you play the reigning champions, they're going to bring their best, and they are the best, So I feel like that was just a good game for us to see exactly where we're at, and we were a really good team. But I think we obviously have a lot of things to work on still. And yeah, I just think it was a good matchup, and just kind of seeing where we are at the halfway mark.
Great. Thanks so much. Safe trip down, I was about to say Australia, but New Zealand eventually.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ashley. We'll be back with Sam Staab and Mark Parsons.
Mondays are
All right, everyone. Thank you for staying up with us. Fresh off our 81st consecutive regular season start, we have defender Sam Staab. Andre, go ahead and kick us off.
Whoops. Hey, Sam. Sorry. I'm getting used to teams again. Hey, Sam. I know it's not the result that you perhaps wanted, but was this kind of a good, like, do you view this game as like a good measuring stick, or was it more like you really felt like you could have gotten the win and stayed on top of the table?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't think it's a measuring stick. I think it's more of like a learning lesson, or even like, yeah, I think it's more of a learning lesson. I think there was just moments in this game. I think the whole second half we pretty much controlled the game, and then there was just moments. So I think we learned from this to manage those moments better. But I think overall we had like a fairly decent performance otherwise, and I think we can build confidence from that, and hopefully never feel like this again.
Yeah. So wanted to also ask about the environment. Suppose I know I think I saw the total number was over 20,000. I know it's always kind of loud when you play in Portland, but also, of course, with this being the last game for the national team players going, was it, because the intensity levels in the match from us watching just seemed absolutely like playoff level. Does it feel that way when you were in the match as well?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great environment to play. They always have a ton of fans, a ton of support. It's a great place to play. They're a great team to play against. And I think just looking at the table now and prior to the game, like we're two really good teams, and I think we'll probably face off again later on in the season. So I think it was a good first battle, and obviously looking forward to many more.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, go ahead.
Hi, Sam. Thanks for speaking with us. I was curious, this game being so wide open, we just talked with Ashley. She said that it wasn't really what you wanted for to be on the road at Portland, for it to be as open as that. As a center back, where were you maybe spotting some of the ways Portland was able to sort of, move the midfield and the forwards around and get at you as a back line more often than we've seen other teams do?
Counterattacks. We were slow to organize. That's it. Second balls.
And you mentioned, the second half, feeling that level of being in control of the game. What did you feel had changed that would allow the second half to maybe be better for the most part, outside of those moments you mentioned, than the first half?
We were chasing the game. We had to go try and win. And I think we just had to basically make the decision to be like, hey, like we need to go and win. We need to be braver. We need to have more confidence on the ball. We need to just make some things happen. So I think it's just kind of a decision that we all decided to make.
Appreciate it, Sam. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, just wondering what you can say about Sophia Smith. I know, it must be difficult to defend her when she can pretty much get a shot off at any point on the field like she did tonight. Just what were your thoughts about that matchup tonight?
Yeah, she's a great player. It's fun to play against great players.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sam. We'll be back with head coach Mark Parsons.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Head coach Mark Parsons. Jason, go ahead and kick us off.
Jason, what's the time over there?
1:16.
Well, thank you for the patience there and doing an all-nighter.
Oh, this is my time. I don't do early, I do late. Mark, I wanted to ask a little, based on something Sam said, that counters were such a difficulty tonight, snuffing them out early, and letting Portland kind of get out on the run. I was curious what you saw playing out that allowed them to maybe find those spaces that a lot of other teams haven't been as successful at.
Yeah, we got destroyed in transition, but I think I need to fully analyze to see the details. I don't want to overthink right now. What it felt like was, what was it? See, when you defend. Hopefully, you defend with a mind to attack, with a shape to be able to attack. So, were we beaten by in those moments where it was a perfect counter attack and we weren't in organized positions? Was it that? And I think the first one, there are two problems. One, the giveaways and how we gave them away on 3 of the goals just is not us. And it doesn't matter how good rest defense is. And I talked about this earlier in preseason. And if you give the ball away, unfortunately, you probably will face a counter. And they lumped it forward, kicked it forward, and then the second problem was we just weren't tight enough in 1v1s. But I understand why. Right? We had some really lively attackers to deal with. So first one, cheap giveaway, and then we weren't tight enough and we allowed the turn. And the free kick, we have a free kick, and we play into the middle of the pitch, and then it gets launched forward, and suddenly we're defending situation. Now, let's be honest. In these moments, I think 99% you don't concede a goal. And Sophie Smith decided that she was going to be the 1% tonight. And disappointed of us so giving the ball away in the way we did, and maybe not a bit tight enough. But I need to see it more to say it was a big tactical, big organizational problem from everyone and anyone. I think it was small things, but it was heightened because it happened multiple times, and we saw some of the best ball strikers put the ball away. I don't think you normally get punished like we did tonight, and that's sometimes you got to say hands up and well done to the opponent. And yeah, tonight they took advantage of the couple of mistakes that we made.
Kind of anticipating my second question there. So I guess I'll take it to something else that Sam mentioned. The second half, she said she felt that you, outside of a few moments on the goals and maybe a couple others, kind of were in control and having the better of it. What maybe shifted at halftime beyond just having to go for it because of the scoreline?
No, I agree with Sam in the second half, but I also think the first half, we've lost 4-2. So I'm not going to sit here and say we controlled the game, but we played very well. We defensively were great. They didn't break us down in build-up. And in our build-up, we really got some good momentum and got into some good areas. First half, half time, it was we turned up and we were really brave and reminded them of the good things and just want to take advantage of a few more spaces. We score a great goal, and if we hold on for 5 minutes, I think this game is different. I think first half was controlling. Now, don't forget, Portland dropped off and gave us a little bit of time, but we were finding free players in their shape that they probably didn't want. And when our build-up was successful in wider areas, the plan was obviously to be good in wide areas, but also that helps us for rest defense. When you're wide, we don't deal with the transition we saw, and that's why I think it was from a throw and then a giveaway and then the free kick, and then the one at half. After our second goal for 2-2, we kicked the ball into the midfield, the one area that you don't want to give the ball away. We did it, and we had control a lot of the game. Really, really happy. Goals change games, made it tough. And my message to the team was we can play with anyone. I think when we have this experience under our belt, we're a growing team. We turned up tonight. We got a great chance against the champions from last year. I feel good coming out of this game, and small things to fix next time we face them.
Appreciate it, Mark. I'll pass the mic here.
Thank you.
Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, you mentioned Sophia Smith. You drafted her. You traded up for her. Was this about what you had in mind? Just didn't really vision being against your team a few years later?
Well, 2021, I left and I said, yeah, don't worry. Everyone needed that first year, but she'll be Golden Boot next year. And I was watching that game against Gotham where she was in the race. And of course, at that point, I'm cheering for Portland and wanted them to grab the shield. And I wanted Soph to be able to get the Golden Boot. Felt just short, and she's hit the ground running. Yeah, good credit to all of Portland tonight. I think they got the job done. It's been a difficult few months for them, and thought we turned up and we were fantastic in being brave and making this feel like a game that we wanted to control. But we played against Sophia Smith, and yeah, she was world class tonight. And maybe our present to the national team is that we gave her the send off that can help the national team at the World Cup. Credit to Portland for getting her in those moments, and she killed those moments very well.
What was it like to be back in the building? It looked like Crystal maybe was giving you some business pregame on the stream.
It was a focus on the game, and just really happy with how our players prepared for this and also performed. A few mistakes, then we got punished, and then post game it was great to see a lot of people. There was 6 years and a lot of people, great people, special staff, special players all around the stadium. A lot of important people that helped a team be successful during those 6 years, and I was one small piece of that. And yeah, to be able to see those people was nice, but no emotions till after the game. And Crystal, yeah, that's what we love about Chris. She's full of joy and fun, and it's easy to give some shit when you're at home. So we'll see if we can turn that around when they visit us.
Great, thanks, appreciate it, Mark.
Thank you.
Peyton, go ahead.
Hi, Mark. So Sanchez leaves this game with a goal, an assist. I just spoke to her about her defensive efforts, and she talked about your expectations for them and how that's really allowed her to grow through this season. I was hoping you could speak to her performance tonight.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about her defending before. She did a fantastic job defensively. She worked really hard, but she was smart and disciplined. I think she was also really important in attack. She played with fun and joy. And the best of Sanchez is when she's just feeling it and combining and beating people, and thought she was doing that throughout. Probably didn't get her on the ball enough when she was in good spaces. But I think that's a big positive for her going off to the World Cup. Defensively, of course, to play on this team, everyone has to defend, everyone has to attack. She's worked hard, and I think she's transformed her game in that area. And now she's got the chance of being a top world-class number 10. But also the piece that we know her for is the magic. And I thought she had magic tonight, and she was free, enjoying, smiling. And yeah, I played against her, and I hated it when I saw her being free and wanted to try and shut her down. And I remember playing against her, and Ange Salem could do that for me. Tonight, she was playing free, and it really helped our team.
Thank you. And then I noticed JJ is not in this call, but I know that he would probably ask you about Chloe's performance and seeing her and Olivia play tonight, if you could speak to that for him.
Yeah, it was special to see Liv. She's having a great season, and Chloe, we needed some spark. We needed someone who can beat people on the dribble, and unfortunately we ended up chasing for the ball for 5 minutes once she come on, but then we did get her on the ball and she could beat people, and that was what we felt we needed in that area at that point. Enos was tremendous in build up and linked play and broke up play. She probably had her best performance for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and then we needed someone who's going to start running at people and attracting pressure to free Trin and free Hatchie and Sanchez. And I thought Chloe did a good job, and it was an important experience for her. Got a great future, and to be able to face a tough team and a tough environment was healthy.
Thank you very much.
Andre, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, thanks for speaking with us. I just had a question kind of about contextualizing this game for the team. I know we spoke to Sanchez, we spoke to Sam Staab, and, of course, both frustrated and disappointed with how the game went. The 4-2 score line, 3 goals to Sophia Smith. But is there some part of the message that is like, if that's what it takes to beat you, 11, 12 games into this, that's okay at the moment, but there are ways to get better? How do you kind of get that message across to the team?
Yeah, I've been here a couple of times in the last 10 years. I number one, message to the team was, we can play with anyone. We came to a big environment against a very good team, and we had a lot of control, and we dominated the areas we wanted to, and got punished and made a couple of mistakes and got really punished. We can play with anyone. That's number one. Number two, I know how I'm gonna feel. We're gonna watch it back. We're gonna be horrified from the moments that they hurt us on. Like if we go in 1-1 half time or stay 2-2 after half time, it's a very different game, and it's self-inflicted, unfortunately. But I also feel optimism when it's self-inflicted, that things you can fix, you can control. Then we got good reason to. And that's why number one, we can play with anyone. Number two, it'll be painful to see the self-inflicted wounds in this game, because it would have been fun to keep it tight. There's fans in the stadium. They love their team more than anything, but they also appreciate good players and good opponents. And we were good, but we didn't keep it close enough to make it really interesting there at the end.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And Jason, wrap us up.
Jason's falling asleep. Oh, hey, Jason.
No, I'm good. I asked Ashley before, I know it's a little past halfway in the season, but the World Cup kind of feels like a real halfway point in the overall, the season writ large for everybody. I was wondering if you just big picture walking into this second half of the season now, how do you feel things have gone? It seems like maybe ahead of schedule, but also every time we talk to you, there's always things you're looking to improve as well.
Yeah, we're a very good team, and we can be a great team. We're a good team. We can be a great team. To be a good team already is nice, but then new expectations. We have a bit of a reset next week. How you want to call this period where we lose some players. We have a little reset, and we refresh on our identity on and off the pitch, and we have a goal to be able to be the best team in the league during this period through performance. And it starts with training well and preparing for a tough opponent next week. We're a good team. We got a chance of being a great team, and it's nice to be able to say that, because this is a long-term project, but we want to win every game, and we're doing a good job so far. These players, they work and train and push so much. They believe in each other. They fight for each other. I think tonight it was fun to be able to see this. I say young and experienced. I've just been speak to Sauerbrunn and Sink and Menges, players who've just so many appearances in this league and trophies, and we have a young group, and they're already competing like a top team, and it's really fun. And this team had a great run in 21. I've talked about it a few times. They really took off near the end of the season, but apart from that great run, we haven't had the experience of being right there in and around the top, fighting every week with the pressure that comes. And I think tonight, unfortunately, the result won't show it, but when we handled pressure of a big stage really well. And that's, I think, where you feel my optimism is. I know these big games, your team shows its character in these big ones. We've had some massive games already. Our rain first game this season. Angel City, we had to win Angel City at home. And here we come here and we performed, and we've been good at not playing well, sometimes getting a result. Today we play well and don't, but it swings. That was our turn, and we grow from this, reset next week, refresh identity, and look to win this period of the next 6 weeks or whatever it is.
Appreciate it, Mark. Safe trip back.
Everyone.
Thanks.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Thanks.
Appreciate
See
it.
you all next weekend.
Bye-bye.